Hi. For this practice, you're going to want a blanket and a couple of blocks. Fold up your blanket like so and put it towards the front of your mat on the outside. We're going to start on our backs and sort of nerd out for a couple of minutes before we get moving in our practice. So bend your knees, feet are on the ground, arms extend over your back. Take a moment just to lie here. Your knees can be together, they can be at or hips distance apart. And take a moment to be breathed. Inhale, expand in all directions. Exhale, return. Find the center of your body. And maybe that perception of that changes. It's not one point, it's a reference point. Inhale, expand outward, and exhale, draw inward. Now, we're going to find a little cat-cow here. So as you inhale, I want you to drop your tailbone, arch your back, let your chest lift a little. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, arch your back. That mid-back area, the bottoms of the rib cage, is going to be a place of inquiry right now. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch your back. You might hook your thumbs and stretch them over your head. Exhale, round your back. And then one more time, arch your back. Inhale. Bring your hands to your torso, bringing one hand to your navel, one hand to your open ribs, and then exhale, draw your ribs and your navel towards each other. Try not to tuck the tailbone here. Now you're going to press the back ribs into the ground. That's where really our hip flexors kind of work in a weird way. So once you lift your back, you're going into hip flexion there. Okay. So I want you to put the back on the ground, but keep the tailbone elongated. So you're kind of trying to get the best of both worlds, and lift the knees up till they're hip height. Take your hands to your kneecaps. Let your kneecaps find your hands. Imagine that you're putting your feet on an imaginary wall in front of you. Now breathe in, press your back ribs into the ground. Breathe out, feel your abdominals go up towards your front ribs. Inhale, you're going to extend your left arm by your ear. Try to press your back ribs into the ground. Exhale, left hand to left knee. Inhale, extend your left leg. Just kind of let your left hand be there waiting. Exhale, bring the knee back. Do that again. Inhale, arm goes back. Exhale, hand goes back to the knee. Inhale, leg comes forward. I think it's more at a diagonal than up or too low. Exhale, bring it back. Now, 4 times extend the arm and the leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Can you extend but keep the back ribs on the ground? Breathe out. Can you use your abdominals to draw back inward? Inhale, extend. Exhale, catch the knee. Right side, right arm moves back. Inhale, by your ear, not all the way to the ground. Exhale, right hand to right knee. Inhale, right leg moves forward. Exhale, right knee to right hand. Inhale, right arm moves back, pressing the back ribs into the ground. Exhale, right hand, right knee. Inhale, right leg forward. Exhale, right knee to right hand. Now both, inhale and exhale. Keep the movement super small. Inhale, so you can keep your awareness in your mid-back. Exhale, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Oh, that's over, thank God. Draw your knees into your chest. So interesting. Rock up to sit, and then make your way onto your hands and your knees. So we're starting out with like a little ground control, core control today, before we place this in more of a posture flow. So now arch your back, stick your butt up, move your chest forward, and then bring your abdominals towards your bottom rib cage. Keep your upper back expansive. We'll play with that a little bit. Arch your back again, inhale. Bring your pelvis, your pelvic bones towards your bottom ribs. Exhale. Stay here. Extend your left leg back behind you. Extend your right arm out in front of you. Push into the ball of the left foot to again bring your abdominals towards your rib cage and feel your back ribs expand. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, draw the heel towards the seat. Inhale, extend the left leg, and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend the leg and the arm. Exhale, hamstring curl the left leg. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, elbow and knee meet. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last time, inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Now, bring your right hand to the ground. Extend your left leg back behind you. Look forward, breathe in. Find your downward facing dog. Breathe out. Bend your knees. Bend one knee and then the other. Pedal out through your feet. Rotate your armpits. Like you're an equilateral triangle between strength, structure, and stability. Find the pads of the knuckles and root into them. Think the heels of the hands go up to your armpits. Think the center of your heels go back as your kneecaps come forward. And even as you're letting the torso be drawn towards the thigh, can you breathe in and expand in your back rib area? Go ahead and lower your knees back to the ground. Make your way into your tabletop. Extend your right leg back, left arm forward. Draw your navel towards your rib cage. Lift your right leg up. Breathe in. Bend the right knee. Exhale. Extend the leg. Inhale. Elbow to knee. Exhale. Extend the leg and the arm. Breathe in. Look forward. Exhale. Bend the right knee. Inhale. Extend the right leg. And then elbow and knee meet. Inhale. Extend. Bend the knee. Draw the heel to the seat. Extend and draw the elbow to the knee. Last time. If you've been doing live classes lately, bend the elbow, bend the thigh, extend the leg, draw your elbow to your knee, and then lower your left hand, extend your right leg back behind you, look forward, breathe in, down dog, breathe out. I had like a thought there, and then I was like, we just got to finish this rep. We just got to move on. But we've been playing with a lot of these movements in classes these days. These are like spring moves, creating buoyancy, and we're really exploring some connections with our lower body and our upper body through the action of hip flexion. So stick your butt out. That means you're folding at your hips. Bend your knees, thighs come towards your torso. And then breathe in, expand in your back ribs. Rotate your armpits. Think the rotation of your armpits is actually bringing your front ribs a little closer together. Try not to put them in the back, right? Just try to feel that there's a sense of integration. And then lift your right leg up on the inhale. Draw your right knee to your nose as you exhale. Stay here, shoulders over the wrist, look forward. Right foot's going to go on top of the left heel. So I'm hooking my big toe, my second toe on the back of the heel. I'm using that to reach the heel back and the lungs forward. I'm going to keep the foot variation as I go into a downward facing dog. And my inner thighs are drawing a little more towards each other here. Go into your plank again, keeping this variation if you can, and then turn your heels to the left, lifting your right arm up for a side plank. Inhale, take your right arm over your ear. Exhale, look at the top of the mat, tense your right fingertips, lift your seat up again so it's a downward dog variation, and then lunge your right foot forward, exhale. Drop your left shin to the ground, untuck your toes. Spread out through the top of the foot. Spread out through the sole of your right foot. Take your fingertips out to 2 and 10 o'clock. Go ahead and start to sit halfway back for a runner stretch, flexing your right foot, but keep your right knee in your armpit. Take your right index finger and middle finger to your right big toe. Let the right shoulder come right on the inside of the right knee. Let the elbow be heavy. Press the big toe into the fingers. Move your left hip to the left a little bit more. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Let go of your big toe. Take your right hand back to the front right corner of your mat. Keep your torso and your thighs using your contact and find opposite elbows. Unfold yourself, coming into your lunge. Now, think you're moving forward, up and over yourself. Think you're bringing, even though you've got this arc in your back, you're bringing your lower abdominals towards the front of the rib cage. Let the elbows fitting the palms give you the cup of the armpit. And let that bring you an awareness of a broadening in your mid-back without going back into it. Now go ahead, straighten your right leg here, pressing into the ball of the foot. Doesn't have to be completely straight. Move your left hip a little to the left so there's room to plug your right thigh back. Rebend your right knee, moving forward, up, and over yourself. And then torso to your thighs, hands to the ground. Tuck your left toes under. Bring your hands out in front of you and find a perch pose. Squeeze your left heel into your seat. Lower your left foot to the ground. Put 2 fists between the arches of your feet. Tense your fingertips out in front of you. Bend your knees. Let there be a little weight in your heels. Let your knees bend, but they don't go over the ankles. Not that that's like something you don't want to ever do. Just here we're looking for the clarity of the hip joint, the fold at the hip joint. Fold into your legs. Roll up to stand. Lift your arms all the way up. Hook your thumbs. Now arch your back, inhale. So it's like a standing cow pose. Butt goes behind you. Take the arch out of the back by shifting your weight into the balls of the feet. Bringing the upper thighs and your thigh bones your upper thighs and your hip bones forward, and letting your navel go up towards your rib cage, moving forward, up and over yourself. Now rotate your armpits a little bit more so there's that broadening right in your back ribs. Find a skier's pose, and then go ahead and get your blanket, and you're going to bring it underneath your heels and your arches. Bring your feet together. Take your fingertips out to the corners of your mat, and then bend your knees for a malasana squat. Start with your seat going towards your heels. Now, if this is too much for your knees, put 2 blocks underneath your buttock bones or more blocks. Take a moment, really reach forward so the armpits fit the knees, and then move the knees into the armpits so that you're moving more volume into the front of your body. And then start to lift your seat up a little bit. You're going to let your right shoulder fall right on the inside of your right knee. Take your right hand to your left knee and lift your left arm up. Now move your thighs back till your hips are shoulder height, and let your knee turn you. We're going to come up to stand. So you might bring your thighs together. Keep your left knee in your right hand. Come all the way up to stand for a little twisted balance. Ooh, very precarious there. Let the left knee go a little to the right. Lift up through the crown of the head and turn to find your left hand with your right eye. Lift your left arm up. Lift your right arm up. Face the front of your space. Extend your left leg. Inhale. Lower your left foot next to your right. Exhale. Find a skier's pose here. Breathing in. Take your fingertips to 2 and 10. Lengthening the legs, but keeping the thighs in contact with your torso. Perch your right foot up. Extend your right leg back behind you. Keep your left knee in your armpit. Lift up through your right heel. Now, you're going to move your left foot a little bit to the right. We'll do that later. It's probably just an inch since we came from our feet together rather than inner hips distance apart, so it's probably an inch or 2. I want you to step into your right foot and walk your hands out to the left. So think your right outer hip is going out to the right a little bit more. Once you're there, step into the big left toe to move your left hip back to the left. So you're right in the center of your hips. I'm going to introduce another cue here. Outer hips out, inhale. Think they're expanding your periphery. Inner thighs in as you exhale. Notice what each one of those cues gives you. Inhale, outer hips out. Exhale, inner thighs in. Walk your hands back in front of you. I like to just bring my hands on the blanket here for no insightful reason at all. Move the blanket out of the way. Go back into your downward facing dog. Now find a plank pose as you breathe in. Going into your tuck-toed upward facing dog. Drop your knees. Bring your feet together. And then you're going to move your seat back. So I'm thinking of calling this like a little bit of a diamond vinyasa, right? Because we're kind of making that shape. So big toes touch, knees a little bit apart. Breathe in. And then you kind of come forward. It's almost like a little bit of a mermaid, except keep your feet on the ground here. Looking out in front of you. Breathe out. Inhale, go back. Might seem like the breath pattern is counterintuitive, and it might be. Some of our practice is purposely counterintuitive so that your intuition doesn't lead you astray sometimes. Not that it always does. Let's do this a few more times. Exhale as you come forward. Now as you inhale and go back, can you carve out that cup in the armpit a little bit more? Letting the ears find that sweet spot between the arms. Good. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. This time find your down dog. Widening your feet a little bit. Strength, structure, and stability. Heels go back and down, knees go forward and up. Now lift your left leg up on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, shoulders stay over the wrist as you extend your left leg back, hooking your left foot on top of your right heel. Use that. Inhale, look forward. Come back into your down dog here. Keeping the foot variation if you can. Draw your inner thighs towards each other. Now inhale, come forward into your plank. Exhale, turn your heels to the right for side plank. You can also drop your right shin here. Inhale, take your left arm over your ear. Exhale, bring your left fingertips to the ground. Now inhale, lift your hips up. You're really on the ball of the right foot here. And then exhale, step your left foot on the inside of the left hand. Drop your right shin to the ground. Untuck your toes. Take your hands to 2 and 10 o'clock. Start to find your runner's stretch. Left knee goes into the left armpit. And find your left big toe with your index finger and middle finger. Now, left shoulder goes into the left knee, left elbow drops. So now you might recognize a familiarity here. Like we're gonna do this again in our malasana in a moment. So think your right hip goes to the right and your left knee turns you. So you get a little more space in your left side body. Let go of the left big toe. Bring your left hand back out to the left as you bend the knee. And then reach your arms forward by your ears, keeping your torso on your thighs. Find opposite elbows and then switch out one elbow. Move forward, up, and over yourself here. Think the bottom of the left knee is really bringing your pubic bone forward. Think your inner right thigh is steering your tailbone directly behind you. Now start to lengthen your left leg. And as you lengthen your left leg, think your buttock bones are going back, but your pelvic bones are coming forward. Put yourself in the center of your frame. Rotate your armpits a little bit more. Rebend your left knee. Lift up through your seat, bring your torso towards your thighs. Take your hands to the ground. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee. Breathe in. Perch pose. Breathing out. Lower your right foot to the ground. Put two fists between the arches of the feet. Let your head go. Let your hands get heavy. Let your head get heavy. Outer hips out, inhale. Inner thighs in, exhale. Again, outer hips out, breathe in. Inner thighs in, breathe out. Roll up to stand. Breathe in, arms lift up. Whoa! Breathe out. Got that one on camera. Hook your thumbs, wiggle through your fingers, switch the thumb on top. Now this time sink into your heels. Not that that's not what we did before. We actually kind of did that. This time lift your heels up. Put on your stilettos, but at the same time, rest the center of your heel into an imaginary surface. Stay in the big toe sides of the feet, lower your heels down, move forward, up and over yourself. Skier's pose. From here, contact between the torso and the thighs. Let it help you take some of the effort out of the upper body. Go ahead and fold into your legs and get your blanket. So you're going to bring the blanket underneath the arches and your heels, like the center of your arch, and then go into your malasana squat. Let your head drop. Let your seat get heavy. And then start to move your thighs back, lifting your seat up a little bit more. Left shoulder goes right to the inside of your left knee. Left hand goes to right knee. Lift your right arm up. Let your thighs move back so there's buoyancy here. Think right knee to left hand and left shoulder, or left knee to left shoulder, bringing you right into the middle of the shape. Come up to stand. Think the knee stays in the palm as you rise to the occasion. Let your right knee go a little bit more to the left. Lift your right arm up, face the front of your space. Lift your left arm up, extend your right leg from your knee. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, skier's pose. Exhale. Hands to the ground at 2 and 10. Knees go towards the chest. So my balance, we have those days. Some days are better than the other. Today it's off. Perch your left foot, left heel into the seat. And then start to extend your left leg back behind you. Take a moment here, lift through your left heel. Bring your right foot like an inch to the left so it's right in front of your sternum. And step into your left foot to move your hands out to the right. Outer hips out, inhale. Inner thighs in as you exhale. Now little sort of esoteric body mapping. Outer hips out, breathe in, go to the big toes, shift your weight forward. Inner thighs in, go to the pinky toes, exhale, draw into your inner heels. Good, come back, hands to the blanket, right foot meets the left, drop your knees. And before we move into the second phase of this class, move your blanket towards the back of your mat. Let's go ahead and find our downward dog. Lift your right leg up on the breath in. Right knee to your nose as you breathe out. Shoulders stay over the wrist, right foot on top of the left, inhale. Heels go to the left for your side plank, exhale. Right arm over your ear, inhale. Fingertips to the ground, hips lift back into a down dog, exhale this time. Inhale your right foot forward. Now take your hands to 2 and 10 o'clock. You're gonna replace the ball of your left foot with your left heel, so it's a more stable pyramid for now. Now you're gonna bring your hands to the left a little bit. Stay centered in your hips. Keep your left hip going out to its own side. Then you're gonna bring your right hand to your left knee and your right shoulder to your inner right knee and lift your left arm up. For this compound bow triangle variation, think the knee fits the hand to bring you around to what's in front of you, and then let your knee turn you. Let your knee turn you, lungs come forward, lungs come forward. Keep using your ball and mitt fits, left knee to right hand, right knee, right shoulder. Left arm can come over your ear. And take your left hand to the ground, bring your right hand back to 2 o'clock, and then heel toe your right foot so it's right in the center of your mat. And shift into your left foot as you bring your hands now out to the right. Outer hips out, inner thighs in. Outer hips out, walk the hands a little more to the right. Inner thighs in, stay there and move your sternum out to 2 o'clock. Now revolve triangle, left forearm contacts the right lower leg. Flip your left palm so your collarbone is open. The trajectory of the right knee is your left armpit. And then spin around yourself. Outer hips out, breathe in. Inner thighs in. Draw your pubic bone towards the bottom of the rib cage. Think you're spiraling out to something in front of you. Right arm can come over your ear. And bring both hands to the ground. Whew. Downward facing dog from here. Now, take your plank pose. Drop your knees. Bring your toes together. Seat towards the heels. Tense your fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale, come forward. Hips come forward. Feet stay on the ground. Move forward, up and over yourself. Inhale, go back. Buttock bones back. Exhale, come forward. Now see, as you come forward, can you refine the cup of the armpit so the back stays wide? Good. Next time you come back, actually come forward one more time. Look forward, tuck your toes. Bring your seat towards your heels. Start to walk your hands back. You're going to come right into Malasana this time at the back of your mat. Now, set up a block about a couple feet in front of you on the right. Find your Malasana again. Let the heels go back and down. Let the knees go into the armpits. Let your head go. Now bring your right hand to your left knee again, letting the right shoulder go right to the inside of your right knee. We just did this in triangle variation. Lift up the seat a little bit. Now think your knee goes into your hand and then your right knee turns you. Left knee, right hand, right knee turns you. Now see if you can find your left heel with your right hand and then come on up to stand. Knee is fine. Start to extend your leg out in front of you. Move the left foot a little bit to the right. Outer hips out, inner thighs in. Find your left hand with your right eye. I think you're going to make a little more of a cup with the left armpit, but in the sneakiest way. Okay, lift your left arm up. Right arm up, face the front of your mat. Bring your left foot to meet your right. Find a skier's pose here. Bring your hands to the ground. Crow pose. Knees to the backs of the arms. This is optional. Everything is optional. Use your hamstrings to bring your heels towards your seat. So we're exploring ways to make this effortless. Lower your feet. Move the blanket out of the way. Actually, don't move the blanket out of the way. I lied. We have one more thing here. Lower your feet. Fold inward. So knees to the torso. Bring your hands. I think I'm going to have you use both blocks here for a moment. Now perch your left foot up. This might be interesting because I might use the wall behind me. Extend your left leg back behind you and find half moon pose. Oh, it's so nice with the wall. Now think your left leg is bringing you around to what's in front of you. Little bend in the right knee. If you have a wall, you might not need a block. If you don't have a wall, feel like you're pressing into one imaginatively. Now, this doesn't mean go find a wall right now. This is an unplanned miracle. It's not a miracle, but it's nice. Step your left foot to meet your right, and then go ahead. You can leave your blocks towards the back of the mat. Move your blanket out to the side. Walk into your plank. Find an up dog. Go back into a down dog. Let's explore all that on the left. Left leg lifts, inhale. Left knee to nose, exhale. Left foot on top of right, inhale. Heels to the right, exhale, left arm lifts, side plank. Inhale, left arm over your ear. Exhale, left fingertips to the ground, lift the hips back up, down dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Take your fingertips out to the corners. Replace, start to lengthen your left leg, and then replace the ball of your right foot with your heel, which means you get a tiny bit of a wider stance. Outer hips out, inner thighs in, left shoulder to inner knee, inner left knee, left hand to right knee, right arm lifts. Think your knee goes into your hand. It's bringing you around to what's in front of you. Then your left knee turns you and spins you. Sometimes it's a shaky shift. Outer heels to big toes. Shift forward. Inner heels to pinky toes. Plug yourself in and move forward. Right arm over your ear. Hands to the ground. We'll go around the other way. Move your left foot right in the middle of your mat, right in front of your sternum. Move your hands out to the left. And then right forearm, left leg, flipping your right hand. Left hand can be on the sacrum here. Outer hips out, inner thighs in. Look out in front of you. Spiral around yourself. When you get stuck, find your back bend. Back bend is moving forward, a back bend is looking out. Back bend is opening up your windows. A back bend allows you to see more of what's possible. Left arm over your ear. Hands to the ground. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Drop your knees, feet together. Diamond flow. Heels or feet together. Head on the ground. Oh, this is nice. Let's just stay here for a second. Now inhale, come forward. Keep your feet together, hips come forward. If it's too much to be on the fingertips, palms are great. The idea of the fingertips is just to give us the sense that we're not making too much effort in our upper bodies. But if it's making you do more effort, then it's counterproductive. Come forward, tuck your toes, walk your hands back, make your way into Malasana. Bring your blanket underneath your heels. Bring anything else you need underneath anything. Armpits to knees, head to the ground, outer hips out, inner thighs in, outer heels to big toes, pinky toes to inner heels, left shoulder on inner knee, left hand to right knee, right arm lifts. Thighs go back to lift up. Let there be buoyancy here. Pivot and spin around yourself. Left hand, right heel. Not going to talk that much here. Come all the way up to stand. So illuminating. Move your right foot a little to the left. Think the center of your left hamstring goes up. Trust your contact. Use it. Make contact with something, like the foot in the hand, and think you're moving away from it, up and down, left and right, front and back. Right arm lifts, face the front of your space. Left arm lifts, lower your right foot to meet your left. And I'm going to make an executive decision. We don't need to do crow again. So, come into your skier's pose. Bring your blocks out in front of you. Perch your right foot up. Extend your right leg back. and open up into a half moon pose, spiraling around yourself. Totally by accident, the wall's here. I'm learning how to work with my new room. So interesting with the wall. Actually kind of jams the hip a little bit more with the hand on the block. You can have a little bit more agency now to steer in the left foot a little more. And that's completely not true when I don't have a wall there. Right arm over the head, right hand to the ground, right foot meets the left. Move your blanket out of the way, move your blocks out of the way. Let's go ahead, drop our knees and make our way onto our bellies. And bring your forearms there with your hands facing each other. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Take a moment, wiggle out through your hips a little bit. Now breathe into your mid-back. Let the expansion of the back ribs help you lift your hip bones up a little bit and then draw your pubic bone towards your navel, look forward. Slide your right fingertips out in front of you. Bend your left knee. Keep your right foot on the ground. Hold onto your left ankle with your left hand. Think you want to keep the hip bone and the top of the thigh bone on the ground as you kick back. Lengthen through your left collarbone. Look forward. Inhale. Release your left foot as you exhale. Let's go ahead and just do that on the other side. Bend your right knee. Hold on to your right ankle with your right hand. And then don't hold on. Kick back and catch. Keep pressing the tops of the hips. Lengthening your tailbone. And then let your right leg go, bringing your right hand back to the ground. Now walk your forearms back and bring the outer wrists back into the ground. Palms face each other. Widen across your collarbones. And then extend your left arm out in front of you. Bend your left knee and reach for the inner left heel with your right hand. And then reach for your outer left heel or ankle with your left hand. Then kick the foot back. Keep the thighs on the ground. Let the volume of the breath help to elevate your vision. And then go ahead and let your left leg go. Take your hands out in front of you. Bring your forehead to the ground. You to go ahead and I'm lifting my head up only so that I'm not screaming this at you. Think you're going to bring your pubic bone towards the bottom ribs here. And then we're going to go to the other side. So look forward. Bend your right knee. Find the inner right heel or ankle with your left hand. Kick back a little bit. And then reach for the outer heel or ankle. And put a little bit more weight in your lower body, meaning plug yourself in. And let the volume of the breath lift your vision. Let the right leg go. Go ahead and bring your hands to the ground. Push yourself back into a child's pose. Tense your fingers out in front of you. Bring a block underneath your head. Breathe it in all directions. Know how to travel outward. Breathe out, draw inward. Know how to come back. That is our practice today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that. This is filmed in a certain time and place, but there is a lot of other content on the platform that references some of this material. So I hope you can find something useful about it. And please let me know if you have any feedback. Thank you.